1%. I believe that the way that they go about doing things, as we see in Oakland and wherever else, that it's violent. We're a non-violent movement. So our core values are that we're really just being hypocrites if we got them around doing what we're doing here in this park. I've heard comments from people who say that I'm endangering someone because of the way that I feel. I feel this way because when I see police, I honestly, my first reaction is defense. I shut down, and that's the way that I personally feel as an individual. I'm not going to provoke a police officer. I'm not going to attack a police officer. I never said that I was going to do any of those things. So to be called radical in a news article, for people around here to be speaking of me in that way as if I'm some kind of violent person because I passionately feel the way that I feel and that I have experiences and the history of that institution has done things, and we can go back. I could do a research paper for you and I can read it, but all I want you to realize and just put yourself in my shoes for a second is that I am brown and I do feel the way that I feel, and it's for a reason, and I'm allowed to feel that way. And I don't want to hear all this stuff about how I'm endangering whoever else, whenever else, and I'm radical and I'm this and that. No, I'm here for a purpose, and that purpose is because I'm against oppression of all kinds. And I've been oppressed by the police in the past, and so a lot of people that I know, and so that's my only place that I'm coming from when I'm I don't understand why we would be talking to them in any group consensus as far as that goes. So I just wanted to clear that up.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. See what happens when you communicate and listen?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Okay. So
it's interesting that I come after Ashley. I also wanted to clarify, so there was a moment earlier when I was called out by name as somebody who didn't want to be non-violent. And again, that's not true. It's not true for me. If blocking somebody from putting me is violent, sure, I guess then I want to be violent. That's the most active thing I've said I want to be able to do. And to surround a group of people. If that, I bring this up now because if we're considering a definition of violence, I want that to be taken into consideration.
Thank you. Mary, and then
I
Zach.
want to say that I am so glad to hear that. I truly am, because my core says nonviolence all the way. But what I was going to say prior to hearing that was that I've done many hours of community training through the IT department, UPA. They have brought in the community mode of dealing with things. Two of the principles of that, one is whenever there's a statement, something said or something done that can be taken two different ways, take it positive, look at it positive first, go with that. And the second one is...
You're hilarious. That's awesome. Keep going.
...is integrity. And integrity is doing what you know needs to be done without somebody asking you to do it. Always being honest about it and acting with integrity to yourself and to the entire group.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Okay, Zach. And I'd like to ask real quick, if there's anyone else that wants to speak, it's going to be after Zach, and I think we can close the stack.
I guess I want to take two things. One, about the proposal. I think maybe I totally agree with what you said, but maybe just avoid the language of mission statement.
I agree. Don't put that in there.
But yeah.
I mean, I'm just using that for lack of a better term.
No, that's all. And then also, I think also in that proposal would be, or in that whatever statement, it would be good to say using shining, what she wrote yesterday and presented to GA, and just what good we've done. And so to include our stance and then what we think we've done. I think that'd be perfect.
Yeah, as a reflection.
Yeah, and then and the other thing about this violence thing is watching that video. I don't know if you guys saw it on the USC Berkeley.
Yeah.
That really, when we were talking about nonviolence, I've never been in that situation. I couldn't visualize it. I didn't understand. I was just I didn't get it. But watching that video helped me understand what you meant and what everyone who was talking about meant. It was that, to me, I saw the students in the front standing the ground being nonviolent, and I saw the police beating the students. and that the student wouldn't fight back. They would just put their hand up in front of an instrument that was causing them great harm. So they would do things like this and that, and then once that person couldn't take the beating anymore, they got thrown to the back and people kind of filled in the line. And that's kind of what I think is more what you were saying, and that got misconstrued. And to me, that seems completely nonviolent, you know. But I still think that we still need to have that big discussion, and it's good that this is coming out. And I feel really actually much better after this whole
Woo!
I don't know.
Yeah. I do too.
I feel like getting everything out in the air is so important. Like I hope everyone else does feel better too. And I'm not gonna be naive. I don't think this is gonna go away immediately, but I think that it's a really good step forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, Frank.
Yes. Yeah, I just want to reiterate that. Glad things are out in the air. I hope people understand that, you know, even though there are affinities, that this underscores the reasons for GAs, because we can come here and we can all the laws can come out and for instance, even with the issue of why we were talking the other night, one of I don't think this has been expressed enough, but we were responding to Mayor Norris's whole equation about, if beyond the permit, we'd have to talk about the park in a whole different light and have this community conversation. So we kind of took the bait on that and said, yeah, let's have this communication about a free speech zone. There was no, and that's, I want to put that out there because, in fact, we do want to deal politically with the city. We really, really do. It's not about hunkering down and bunkering down. It's really about getting an open air conversation about what it means to have free speech and be in a space to have that speech and have that space available to us 24/7 if we need it. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Woo, great.
Right
So, Larry, then I'm going to close the class stack.
Just a comment. We all need to remember that we are part of the community of Charlottesville. We can't ever forget that, because we want to contribute to our community in the way that we feel is best for all of our community.
Okay, so stack is closed. It was the only thing on the agenda. If we could, by Leanne, please again reiterate the certain proposals that were given.
Okay, I didn't do the.
Keep going.
I thought you wanted
Yes.
to reiterate. Two proposals are that we have a group to establish protocol for accountability process.
For mediation and resolving conflict.
Yes.
Within the community of this place, without it being so publicly dissected. Yes.
Wait, I missed one. I'm sorry.
No. I think the other one was to have a public relations, to have 5, 6, however many people to represent, but not without understanding the trust, the responsibilities, and to have transparency and to be actively going to GAs and talking to people instead of not doing that. So open line of communication. I think that was what Shannon said. She also talked about those 4 principles of Saint something or other.
St. Paul.
So we can also at another time, I think once that's put out, do that.
Tired. I'm just curious. I like both of these proposals, and we seem to have collapsed down into a small group.
So maybe we should wait for new time.
I don't know if these are proposals we should bring. I don't know.
Wait, we weren't going to vote on them.
No.